I wanted to get your reactions funny because it happened right after we talked about like Utah's draft and everything with all like the competition with that and like how y'all feeling basically as running with Utah and then obviously with everything else now we go into the summer league. But like how you feeling right now with Ace?
with the Ace. Yeah.
Yeah,
So I think everybody wanted the number one pick, right? Like everyone wants the number one pick always. But when they got the fifth pick, I think history shows you that the fifth pick can be a really good pick. There's been
yeah,
some incredible players drafted at that fifth pick that have changed organizations. You know what I mean? Kevin Garnett,
no brag.
Charles Bark, myself, um, Ray Allen.
Yeah.
Just some cool name of people who has been drafted has been Hall of Famers, and so getting a young guy like Ace Bailey, the talent that he has, I mean, you cannot pass him up, y'all. Like, it's no way even though the rumor mill was saying that he wanted to go to certain teams, there's no way you can pass him up.
Right.
He's too talented. He's one of those. He's one of those guys that just walk in the gym and he can get you 30. He's just one of those mellow type of scorer type of players, right? And so you had to get him, and so I thought Denny and the staff did an amazing job of grabbing a young fella. And then, we all know what we heard from a media standpoint, but ultimately the young man and his family made their way down to Utah, and he seemed excited to be there. He got right to the court. Ultimately, this is a job for him, and he did what he's supposed to do. As soon as he got there, he clocked in and went right to work. And so he's going to be fine. I think as he allows it, he's going to understand he's in a very good organization. He's in a very good spot to allow himself to grow, one as a young man, but also two as a young basketball player in this league. I think it was a very good move for him, and we'll see, how he responds to it. But I think everyone's excited about the young core in Utah. Obviously, not just Ace, but Chris Guy, Walter Clayton Jr. as well.
Like him.
We got from Florida. That was a great pick that we got as well. It was real sneaky. Nobody
Yeah.
thought it was going to happen. And so, when you grade the Utah Jazz's, draft, you grade them at, I personally thought they had the best draft, overall from what they did and then what they continue to do, the moves they're making. It's just really Boston Celtics like, in a sense of like taking some chances on some young guys, getting these high picks and trying to, get a Jason Tatum, getting Jaylen Brown, hopefully, and see if they grow into, something and want to be there. But also, too, keep yourself available to be able to get free agents, get that guy if need be, get those right veteran guys. And so, the Jazz are doing a great job.
They're doing an amazing job. When you look at like with Danny, like when you watch Danny history, you notice that he's very strategic. He's playing chess. He's not playing checkers.
Facts.
And the way he made his move to go get Ace, and the way he's able to pull off Walter, and then how he moved other pieces to make room for those guys to play is
Yeah,
really important too. And
Right.
so I thought
yeah,
Utah put together a group of like youthful guys, kind of like mirroring like OKC, because Walter was talking about
Facts.
how right now he could be the oldest at 24, going to be 25 on the roster, and this will be his first year. And you just look at how they pieced it up when they got a true point guard, when they got a true scorer. But like for me, some of the surprise picks in the draft was like Hanson from China. And so like Hanson
Work.
right now is giving everybody in the summer league that business. And you know,
that
it,
business.
I me and D was having a conversation early on. As soon as Hanson got here, I was like, bro, I think I could whip up something with it. First of all, you got to be in the best shape of your life. And in order to be a professional athlete, you got to be in the best shape of your life. And I think that opens up the other potential that you can showcase. But because if you're not in shape, you can't compete
What
at a
did you
high.
see with Big Henson that you immediately, because we saw him in China and he was still developing as he still is now, but obviously coming over here, having a year on his belt, what did you see in him to let you know he was going to be a first rounder?
Well, number one, how coachable he was, and he's still learning English, so there's a language barrier there. But for him, learning and being a student, he was learning how to communicate with me and the staff to execute the things we were wanting. Then number two, when I seen him in China, I looked at him being more of a slower player, but then once I got to working with him, I realized he was fast in places that he needed to be fast in.
Hmm.
And that's more important than just being fast.
Yeah.
And so a lot of times I'm like, oh, you're just not in shape to do
Yeah.
what you want to do. And then the third and most important thing as a big was his ability to pass. And I was like, you can you seen that? And so when you look at his hand-eye coordination, he understands floor mapping, he understands how to score, but he's actually a guy that can pass, shoot, dribble, and make the team better. So when you're watching him in summer league, that's what I've seen off the
Yo,
rip.
yo, D. Wright. He a lot of his talent reminds me of Wayne ZZ Dodger.
Oh, really?
I mean, Dodger had a great feel of the game. He
Yep.
could pass the ball. Obviously, he had great touch.
Yeah.
And he was a very smart player. He wasn't fast.
Hmm.
And so when I watch young fella right now, I'm like, oh, he kind of reminds me of that kind of like similar style of what Wayne had.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dodger was a good deal. I'm excited to see that young Portland squad because they got a lot of centers over there now. So
Mm-hmm.
that goes back to taking the best available, player in the draft. When we talk about getting drafted and drafting guys, so take a chance and get the big fella, to add to another group of bigs is going to be something where they could create some competition, some friendly competition there. Have those guys really fight and try to, get an opportunity to get on the court. But man, you need bigs anyway in this league. You need bigs. We've seen it with OKC. What having bigs will do to your organization and team. And and I definitely want to touch on the Ace Bailey situation too. I don't believe everything I read. Some stuff is true, some stuff be false. So I'm giving them the benefit of doubt. But I'm glad that from day one he got in the gym and showed his excitement to be in Utah. Because me, how I am when I hear something. I'm like, come on, dog, go do what you got to do. Get the right people around you. Like, what we doing? I
yeah,
would have been excited. I'm going to Utah. I'm number 5 pick. I'm gonna do my research. I need D Wade number. I want to talk to D Wade. I
Right.
want to build a relationship with him, and just the other good players that's come through Utah and stuff like that too. How to navigate through this league and how to be a professional. So I just think it's a lot of benefits for Ace Bailey being in Utah, man. So really looking forward to him. I like him. I think he's a high level talent. He can score at 3 levels. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how
yeah,
he's transitioned.
yeah. I love how you said that, D. Right. I think the one thing that's important to understand when you think about the Utah Jazz is you're watching a organization that is actually trying to position themselves.
Hmm.
And it's a lot of organizations out here that have not figured out how to do that. And
Right.
so you're a young guy and you see an organization that's actually trying to build championship habits, trying to become an organization that people want to come to. Okay, we're gonna create this whole universe in Utah that has never been there before. We're gonna actually do things that hasn't been done, and we're watching them do it. Right, All Star Weekend in Utah was one of the best All Stars that we've had.
Mm.
And so I think if you're a young guy and you see that has to be seen as the perfect situation for you to come in because you need time as well to grow, to develop your game, and to evolve yourself. And so to find an organization that is actually moving this direction, you want to move with it, not an organization that's moving this direction or that's just been stuck right here for so long.
Right.
And
Facts.
so I think those guys, looking at the Utah Jazz, looking at all the moves and just high level of how the organization is, um, you know, uh, is standing, what they stand for in
Yeah.
the community in Utah is just, you got to get to know it first.
Yep.
And I think a lot of people, just like OKC, not all the players, free agents want to just go to OKC, right? But when you build a culture, you build a
Mm-hmm.
culture of winning, people will go. And
Yeah.
so Utah trying to build a culture of winning. So those guys are in a great situation.